Happy Sunday fun day, my friends. It's your girl Lauren Gardner here alongside Mark Parrish for this edition of On the Fly. Listen, Perry, 5-game slate on this Sunday, and it was a good one. It kicked off with our NHL Network Showcase game in Dallas between the Wild and the Stars. You're familiar with the Wild, and this was a fun finish.
Entertaining as can be, a very wild game. No pun intended on that. And yeah, it was a great game. The Wild kind of started off a little slow, but the way that they came out and came back, took control of that game. It was very intriguing how it finished, though, however, the way that Dallas came back, scored those four unanswered goals in that game, and almost Minnesota feels lucky to be coming away with 2 points at that game, where Dallas feels good about that comeback, and hey, we came back for a point. Minnesota's a little weary and saying, thank God we got Kirill Kaprizov.
Kirill the Thrill showed up. Let's get you the highlights from Dallas.
Great players do great things, and we expect great things today from these guys. Tries to throw it to the net, knocked down. Addison rescues the puck. Zuccarello across. Kaprizov! Oh, what a shot! Kaprizov! Bingo, bango!
And Ottinger gets caught cheating here. He thinks he's getting ready to push back to the left for the next seam pass that he thinks is coming, and Kaprizov says, nah-uh, get the 1-0 lead.
There's a chance in front, backhander, and there's banked home! Robertson is in the mix!
It's on the board, the streaks continue on both sides.
So Kaprizov starts it, and then Robertson says, I'll get involved as well, and I'll get a point, and Rope Hint looks like bang that one home, Johnny. Dallas trying to get set up.
Look out.
Good job again by Minnesota, and here comes Dewar the other way. Connor Dewar to the net. Forehand shot, and he scores! What a play by Connor Dewar! Short-handed goal, and the Wild take a 2-1 lead. Minnesota with a little momentum right now after that short-handed goal. Middleton, a shot, and a goal! Middleton's shot eludes Ottinger, and the Wild have built a 3-1 lead.
Good work keeping Dallas out tired. This one will hit off Delandria, and Jake Ottinger can't react in time. And that is huge because Dallas has controlled play. Minnesota just has 11 shots.
Well, here's another opportunity. Greenway with a chance, stopped, it's loose in front, and knocked home again! Big Jordan Greenway in front of the net! And the Minnesota Wild, with a pair of quick goals, have jumped out to a 4-1 lead. And thank you again to everybody joining Mike and I today. We really appreciate it. There's a shot through traffic, and just like that, the Wild score again. But not the welcome that Scott Wedgwood was hoping for. Suter, long pass up to Mason Marchment. Backhand pass to Pavelski, walking down. Little chip pass, and Rupe Hintz puts that one in the top shelf. And the Stars cut it to 5-2.
This is a beautiful sauce. You got to get way up.
Oh,
That is gorgeous. That is just gorgeous.
gets it over to Hintz. Leaves it for Robertson with a shot. Loose in front, and banked home!
Here we go! Oh my goodness!
And suddenly the Dallas Stars are back in. It's 5-3.
What a play. Essen Lindell. Here's Hakanpää. He's jumping up on the rush. Gets back outside so with his partner, and Lindell can make the entry. Little cross and drop, and how about the hands in tight? Okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay. We see you, Mr. Robertson.
Down the wall. Faxa chasing it down. He and Middleton go in heavy. Chance in front. And Marchment buries it. And it's 5-4.
Just like that, still with 10 minutes left in the game. 3 unanswered by Dallas.
Pair of 14s off the draw. Stars win it. Back to the point. Now thrown towards the net. In front of chance and a goal. It's Rope Hintz with the hat trick. And he's tied it at 5.
Rupe Hintz had scored in a while on that new deal. Grabbed 3 in the comeback for Dallas, down 5-1.
Wow. And that will do it for overtime. I wish we could just play on and on until somebody scores. Let's take a look at some of the snappy plays we saw in that 5-minute overtime.
After all that, we end up nowhere.
And I was with you at the start of overtime. I didn't think we'd get the shootout, but nonetheless, here we are. Yeah, Minnesota 2-1 on the year in the shootouts. Dallas 0-1. All right, Rupe Hintz. He's already had 3 goals. Let's see what he can do in the shootout. Down his strong side to the middle. Looks, backhand. Oh!
We missed it.
All right, how about Freddie Gaudreau? He's got a chance to win it for Minnie. To the middle. Fake backhand. Oh, off the bar and in. Oh, what a shot.
What a game. What a finish.
Freddie Gaudreau
That was a clinic. Minnesota now within 3 of first in a wild afternoon affair.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. What a game. So after an epic comeback attempt by the Dallas Stars, scoring 4 goals in the third frame, the Wild come away with the win as Freddie Gaudreau buried the biscuit in the third round of the shootout. Now, Roope Hintz scored 4 points, including a hattie, in the Stars' loss. After the game, here's Joe Pavelski talking about that L.
Yeah, we've shown it a few times this year. You know, you never want to be in that position, but throughout the season, you definitely find yourself there. So it's encouraging. You know, nothing's going right for us at that moment, and you know, we get one, and all of a sudden there's a little belief, and it goes a long way for this group for sure.
They pushed, and we gave up a big lead. But did we quit? Did we shut it down? Did we stop playing? No, they just kept going about their business, and that's what we've asked of this group, to just be consistent with that. You know, we did that. We'll use this as a very positive situation.
Yeah, a lot to be happy about in that situation. So what can't Kirill the Thrill do? After finding the back of the net for the 6th straight game, he's now tied for the longest goal streak in Minnesota Wild history, as Kaprizov scored in 6 consecutive games last year as well. But will he take sole possession this time? Yeah, I'm going to say yes. Let's hear from the guys who called the action, EJ Raddick and Mike Johnson.
So with about 13 minutes left in regulation time, it looked over. Minnesota's up 5-1. And then kind of all heck breaks loose.
No one could have seen this coming. Minnesota's a good defensive team.
Yeah.
Not much going on in the game. And all of a sudden, Dallas turns it around, and some nice plays are made, some breakdowns, some good finishes, and we had ourselves a game and 4 goals unanswered in the span of 10, 11 minutes. And Dallas, with the net empty, eventually ties it 5-5, forcing overtime. Huge comeback for Dallas. No one could have seen it coming, but really nice plays by all their top players. Usual suspects involved. Roope Hintz with a hat trick. Jason Robertson grabbing one as well. Made for a exciting third period in overtime.
Wow. It was crazy. And then we got to the shootout, and it was a shootout because of the 6 shots, 5 went in. Minnesota gets the victory. Wow.
Not supposed to look as easy as the shooters made it look. They were incredible. Different moves, so efficiently done. The goaltenders were guessing. Even the one that missed, Roope Hintz, could have
easily
actually
just
gone
missed.
In. And Freddie Gaudreau, you don't necessarily know is going to be great with a beautiful move to win it all off. So was appropriate for the kind of game it was. They went 5 for 6 combined on the shootout.
My favorite was Jason Robertson, though, because Fleury missed with the poker. But yes. What a crazy shootout. Going forward, coming into the game, we talked about the streaks for both Robertson and Kaprizov. They both delivered. They both continue on their streaking way.
And Kaprizov got it done early on the power play, got a goal. 12 games now in a row for a point for him. Obviously charging along. And Jason Robertson as well was in on a couple different ones, scored one, assisted one. 18 game point streak and another goal for the NHL's leading goal scorer. We shouldn't be surprised. That's why they are great. They do it every single night. They have been for about a month, and they did it once again on Sunday afternoon.
When you mentioned Jason Robertson, streaks collide on Tuesday night in Dallas because it's Mitch Marner and the Leafs, Jason Robertson and the Stars, and oh, by the way, Jason's brother Nick plays for the Leafs. As for the Wild, 4 wins in a row, and they continue their road trip on Wednesday in Calgary.
Well done, fellas. Yeah, all those streaks will be colliding there on Tuesday, as EJ Raddick gave us a great preview of that matchup. But let's talk about what we saw here on this Sunday afternoon. You actually weren't at the game for a change, or in Minnesota doing pre and post. You were here with us. What did you see from the Wild in that third period?
Well, I saw that they were a little bit tired, and I saw some breakdowns, some mistakes. And to go back to Dean Evason's comments, they're a bend, don't break team. That's one of their philosophies. That's what they've been since he came in. But also their defensive structure, their D zone, that is their identity of their team. So to have that many kind of collapsing breakdowns in the third period where you have an opportunity to shut down a team that's in your division, you've got to worry about points we're trying to catch right now in Minnesota. Is concerning, but then again, it is so nice to have Kirill Kaprizov and Freddie Gaudreau's feeling right now. Matt Zuccarello and Marc-Andre Fleury is pretty spectacular, his record in shootouts. So having those guys in the shootout is pretty amazing for them to do exactly what Dean said. They bend, they don't break, they don't give up. They were giving up goals, but they didn't give up. They kept competing, and they came out with the 2 points at the end of the game.
Hey, listen, I'm sure you've been there before where you feel all the momentum and the ice completely shifting in the opposite direction. And you've seen teams fold, and that's exactly the opposite of what Minnesota did this Sunday afternoon. Let's talk about some of the skill. You mentioned those 3 players, Kirill Kaprizov. You and I were talking about this before we started the show. You said his work on the boards is what really impresses you.
He is such an incredible hockey player. He does everything so well. His skill set is right up there behind a Connor McDavid, but not by much.
Wow.
I mean, his skating, his edge work, his puck handling, his vision, all of that we get to see in the highlights is amazing. But the thing that I love most about his game, that impresses me most, is how hard he battles on the boards. How often he comes away with the puck when it's a 50-50 puck, or if it's a 2-on-1, he'll have 3-on-1s on the boards. And it's amazing how many times he comes away with that puck and he comes away making a play. That's the thing that makes him such an amazing player to me, is the heart of a lion is inside that hockey player.
And that's a work ethic. You don't always see that from skilled players at that level particularly, but he has his both sides, which is really refreshing to see, especially this day and age. All right, Perry. We have more to come here. Four more games here on the slate, including this one coming up. Yeah, so the last time the Islanders played the Blackhawks, Casey Cizikas ran over Alex Stalock, and it's safe to say the Hawks remembered. Tempers flare on the island when OTF returns. We're headed out to Long Island for the Blackhawks in the Isles.
Here's the answer to the collision with Cizikas and Alex Stalock back on November 1st. You figured it was coming, and they're going to let him go back in.
Cizikas are willing to put, oh boy, now he's got one uppercut. That's a payback from last year. Must have been talking to Bobby Nystrom before the game, because Bobby was an awful good fighter, especially with those undercut shots.
Here's Domi working his way in, out to the slot, and a save by Varlamov. Good opportunity for Philip Kurashev, denied by Varlamov. That was officially his first save of the night.
Islanders down at the net front right now. Jake McCabe on defense, and Matt Martin with a slicing shot that Soderblom saw every step of the way.
Dropped off from Jones to McCabe, alone in front, a save Varlamov. It was Kurashev, denied again. That's twice he's been shut down by Varlamov on great scoring chances.
From his knees, a save by Soderblom. Anders Lee with the rebound shot.
Brock Nelson makes a nice move to get between the defensemen and shoots from one knee. Rebound goes right to the high slot. Another follow-up save from Arvid, who looks sharp early.
Kane save, rebound, Varlamov. Well, Varlamov has to make two saves on this opportunity. And a scoreless first period comes to a close.
Islanders power play has been humming well. They've scored a power play goal in their last 5 games. Barzell across, and a save by Soderblom to rob one from Brock Nelson.
Wow, he made that look easy, didn't he?
Mayfield off the wall. Romanov straight away, wristing a shot. It got through but wide. Hit somebody along the way. Then it's Cizikas alone in front. Rebound, and Matt Martin gets it back on net. Soderblom can't control it. This is not a coach's challenge. This is a review requested either by Toronto or the referees themselves can go over and say, hey, we want to take another look at that. The entire puck has to cross the entire goal line.
At 11:02 on the clock, the puck completely crossed the goal line. We have a good goal.
Matt Martin knew he had it. Now everybody else does too. It's Adam Pelech. Pelech with a tip, score! Zach Parise with the deflection, and the Islanders take a 2-0 lead.
Islanders stayed right with it. They're able to get it back to the point, and Zach's back in front again. Stick down on the ice. I don't know if it hit his stick or hit him. He don't care.
Nelson, Lee tapped on. Beauvillier, Nelson to the net. Beauvillier, saucers over, they score! Brock Nelson on the setup from Beauvillier.
Brock Nelson's going to go in there and help out. Good position. Anders Lee wins the battle. A nice little pull job. And now the Islanders are off to the races. A couple of short little passes. And this is up in the toy department this time, Brendan.
This pass ahead out of the reach of Kachuk, and it came out to him again, and Varlamov had to make the save.
I believe that was Ryan Pollock that kind of dove, and it didn't quite work out for him. Look at the save, but a good aggressive move by Varlamov. He wasn't back in his net. Varlamov's got himself a shutout, and I think we'll watch the reaction of Sorokin with him, because the two are so close and so happy for one another. But a great win for the Islanders.
Yeah, big win indeed as the Islanders. Blackhawks 3-0 on Sunday night. Now, the Isles exploded for 3 goals in the second period, while Semyon Varlamov stepped up, stopping all 21 shots to earn his first shutout of the season. Okay, Perry, let's talk about this. Like, we know it's been Sorokin for the most part this season for the Isles, but 32-year-old Varlamov, he still has it, man, with his first shutout of the season, his 12th with the Isles in his tenure over there on the island. What did you see from him?
He was just perfect. His calm, his poise, Semyon Varlamov. For that age, you're looking for that, just that consistent poise, and the way that he can be a professional. When you're backing up, especially back up against with Ilya Sorokin, who's going to play plenty of games, you've got to stay sharp, and that downtime can be tough. And to step back in like this and come in and do, and you got to hand the D-men and the defense, the team in front of them credit. They did a great job, only allowing 21 shots to get through. But you could see Semyon Varlamov, who just doesn't skip a beat. You see that he's got that old school cool, man. No big deal. I've done this before. It doesn't matter how long I haven't played.
Listen, I think that's the exact mentality he has, and you see the most shutouts there. That they're second most there. I think they're actually above. Sorry, the Avalanche. And by the way, Varley is 34 years old, so let's not cheat him.
Let's give him credit.
2 years.
Yes, that's right.
You talked about the Isles defense in front of Varley. We saw a lot of blocked shots. We saw a lot of big efforts. How did that contribute to this win?
We've seen a team that's really come into their own. That defensive core specifically for that team, the way Pelech and Pollock have stepped up, Mayfield, all of these guys have come in. They have so much confidence in the way they play. And they know if they keep those shots out to the perimeter and they stay in those shooting lanes, so for those blocking shots, let the ones get through. And the other thing that they do very well is they clear the rebounds. They did a great job. When Varlamov had to make a big save, when there was anything laying around the crease, they were either blocking out and making sure that they couldn't get to the rebound or just clearing the rebound themselves.
Yeah, and it paid off in that shutout here on Sunday afternoon. Let's get you out to the other side of the Empire State. It's the Sabres hosting the Sharks.
Cousins looks like he's got a lane again. He's going to drop it back. Far circle, one-timer scores! No mistake from 72 there. And the Sabres open the scoring.
Now, Tate Thompson going to get his 16th of the year, 7th on the power play. And this shot that's going to end up coming from the left of your screen there, you see Tate Thompson moving that puck across. Dylan Cousins and Darlene set Thompson up for the one-timer. That was 98.5 miles an hour shot.
Battling Samuelson. Cunnin holds it in. Bonino scores! Nick Bonino ties it here in Buffalo.
Boy, they needed that, eh? Partner, they did a good job here on the forecheck. This is something that the Sharks have worked on. Forecheck and making sure you keep plays alive up at the blue line. Nice shot by Nick Bonino to finish it off.
Benning, he's got LeBay. He scores! Kevin LeBay roofs it past Luukkonen, and it's 2-1.
So it might take a period to kind of get a read on him. Here is Peterka. Nice read on the lane down the left side. Score! 16 seconds in, that's how you start it.
Yeah, Peterka's going to get his 6, but watch his pass coming out of the zone. That's going to spring him. That's Dylan Cousins. Fires his pass right up into the feet of Peterka. Excellent job getting that puck out of the feet.
Picked off, Sabres will counter. Skinner with tuck going to the net. Skinner holds it! Scores! Back-to-back goals here in the second. The Sabres take the lead at 3-2. Here's Quinn, holds it, takes a shot, scores! That's Quinn's first on the power play this season. Sabres lead at 4-2. Dylan Cousins, he's got himself a lane coming down the right side. Pass across, scores! Dylan Cousins right down Mead Street. Jack Quinn buries it. The Sabres extend their lead with 8:37 to go in the third period.
Classic. Lindblom again, trying to get it through, and they score! Oscar Lindblom with his first goal as a Shark.
Okay. Well, one thing David Quinn talked about with his hockey team is that they don't quit.
Empty net chance. Here's Alex Tuck. Empty net, puts up a right dead center. That's a bullseye dart for the Sabres. We now lead it 6-3.
Yeah, it only took 1 minute here for him to generate this opportunity. Hey, Sabres in this game, a couple power play goals. Very good on the PP. They pushed San Jose, and they really wore them down here.
Well, the Goathead brought good luck in this one as the Sabres defeated the Sharks 6-3. Tage Thompson scored 2 points, and in fact, check this out, over his last 82 regular season games, Thompson has 87 points, including 44 goals. Yeah, talk about elite. When we come back, the Ducks came out flying in Winnipeg, taking an early 2-0 lead, but the Jets came soaring back. More flight puns, plus highlights after a quick break. From Sunday afternoon with the Ducks taking on the Jets.
Schmidt leads it back the other way. A little give and go. It's Dubois who drops it into the slot, and look at the passing by the Jets. Shifley ultimately takes a shot that never gets through, and Anaheim able to clear.
Oh boy, Anaheim living right.
Kulikov gets it to the line, not out. Henrique is out. It goes off the goal post as they work it to the front of the net, and Henrique comes back to clear it away.
Well, first big break of the game.
Right back middle of the ice, it's White. The two defensemen play catch. Shattenkirk's shot. Fat rebound for Silverberg, and he scores.
There it is. There's that rebound off the pads of Hellebuyck, and this time no one there to clear it out of harm's way. But Toronto was right on the doorstep for that quick touch into the pads, and he just drills it to the top of the goal crease. Rebound for Silverberg. Anaheim's power play gets it done once again.
Take the lead for Zegras. Troy Terry for Shattenkirk. Shoots to the front. Great save. Right leg. Connor Hellebuyck marked that one down. What a stop.
Well, Sandberg picked up his head, lost the puck, and here's a partial breakaway for Brett Leeson. Score! Leeson beat Hellebuyck stick side. It's 2-0.
Oh boy, and this is a gift. Sandberg just mishandles it at the blue line and kind of hesitates a little bit flat-footed, and Brett Leeson just blows right past him.
Lowry bangs it in behind the net. Nate Schmidt. Centering pass. They score. Menelainen redirects it in. There's the goal they need. It's 2-1. Saku Menelainen with his 4th goal of the season. Goal by Menelainen. Another face-off win. Sandberg dancing. Scores! The first NHL goal for Dylan Sandberg. And we're tied at 2.
Oh, that's one that he will remember forever. His first ever National Hockey League goal. And you hope to God that this one stands. It'll be challenged.
Upon video review, it's been determined that we have a good goal on the ice.
2 attempts at a tip, but no dice, as that one will stand off of the stick of number 54. Beaulieu, who was robbed earlier by Hellebuyck, who just made another good save off a redirect by Terry. Shot by Henrique, and that is at the side of the goal, in between the skates of Terry. Morrissey, pretty good feet ahead. Menelainen finding Lowry out front of the goal. They score! Morgan Barron, and the Jets lead it 3-2. Terrific transition game from the Jets, and it's Barron with the go-ahead goal. Back in on the attack. Mark Shifley, Wade shoots, scores!
Well, we're going to show you a 200-foot play, and this is excellent in all areas. A good job right there. So support both D on the puck. Clean exit. Options everywhere. Perfetti from Shifley up to Wheeler, and then look at this. An attractive release, isn't it? From Shifley, he outweights Stolarz. He goes down, and the release goes up top corner.
And Schmidt scores! Nate Schmidt with his second power play goal, and perfectly played. He waited for a screen, and in it goes.
And when you compete, you get more of those. And it's the 5th of the game and 3rd in a row for the Jets.
Well, after trailing by 2 goals, the Jets took flight, scoring 5 unanswered goals to complete their 6th comeback win of the season. Rookie Dylan Sandberg tied this game in the 2nd period, scoring his 1st career goal. Welcome to the National, Dylan, as our good friend Kevin Weeks would always say. Let's talk about this Sunday full of comebacks, 5 unanswered goals for the Jets. Good bounce back win, especially after losing to Patrick Laine just a couple nights ago.
Never leave home early from a hockey game. Never, ever, ever. And regardless,
you
never know what's going to happen, people. You never know what's going to happen. And the Jets, of course, we saw it tonight, of course, their big 5 goals in the 3rd period, their big comeback. What I liked about it best, I'm sure what their organization liked about it best, we got 5 different goal scorers jumped in to help the Jets come out. And this is a sign of a team that we are seeing this year, that this is a winning team, a confident team, a team that is in control, and when they know they play their system, they stick to their style of hockey, that they're going to win the majority of hockey games. 5 different goal scorers, 5 guys are comfortable jumping in, confident in their ability, confident in their play, and to come back like that, that's just a sign of what the Jets are ready to do this year.
Yeah, and we know that Central Division is really tough, Perry. We talk about what Rick Bowness had some comments after the game saying that he took responsibility for the slow start. Obviously, he was happy with the outcome, but also taking advantage of the fact that arena, that's a hostile environment, and you need to make sure you pick up every point you can this season.
Absolutely. When you get those points out of that building, and I love that. Rick Bowness, that's a leader. That's a great coach right there. Taking the blame when things are on the heat. This is on me, guys.
Right?
Oh, this is my fault. You guys, it's not my fault. It's not you guys. It's me. That's what a great leader does, and then he turns around and he gives all the credit to his players for the comeback.
So as I say, as a player, you're paying attention to that, right?
Oh, 100%.
You know what the head coach is saying in those pressers.
And you love it, too. That's exactly what you want to hear out of your coach. You know that you guys might have played a little bit of hand in it. You guys got a little bit to do with it. But when your coach takes the heat for you like that, it just shows you what kind of character he has. You want to show the same character back to him.
Yeah, he definitely has that room at this point in time. All right, back to the highlights with the Red Wings and the Blue Jackets.
Knocked down at the line by Mata for Berggren. Berggren flew it in, they score! Great feed in front.
Nice redirection by Zarnik. Go back to Mata. I think he'll get an assist on the play, possibly as well. Keeping the puck in at the blue line, and Jonathan Berggren continues to be in the middle of things very, very quietly, but very effectively.
Moved down ice by Columbus. Hronek got there before Goodrow, then tipped in front of the goal. Nice save by Husso with Boone Jenner, their captain, along his 10-year jacket, now in his 10th season, left all alone in front.
And a hooking penalty will give the Red Wings the first power play of the evening.
Into the middle for Hronek, high slot, passes off, they score! Kubalik from Hronek, who had a great chance to shoot himself, but the right play, and Kubalik in double digits. And half his goals have come on the power play, 10 goals, 5 with the man advantage.
Steps to the line, tried to feed ahead, countering here are the Red Wings. Shot there by Kubalik, bounces in front, and then
Gavrikov got hurt. That puck went up and got him right in the mouth. Yeah, he took it right in the lips there.
Gavrikov has now gone to the Columbus room.
5-on-3.
Work it around again to Hronek. Down low, and they score!
That Raymond.
Set up beautifully, it was.
Finally, Raymond gets one in 9 games.
And his first in 10.
Right.
And first on the road.
What a heads-up play by number 17. Look at that play. Bang, bang. Almost right at the goal line. And I think he banked it in off, yes he did, off the right pad of Korpisalo.
Blue Jackets heading to their first power play of the night.
Lost with it. Comes up high. York moving in, fires and scores. What a great play. Patience and a power play goal. York.
And for Marcus Bjork here, heads up play. He's got great weapons to either side of him. He's got Goodrow, he's got Laine, but no, he says, they're going to give me this ice, I'm going to take it.
We've got Gavrikov returning here in the third, wearing a face shield. Goodrow protects that puck, keeps it in. Goodrow circles the net, in front and scores. What a play by Goodrow, and immediately results there as the Jackets have cut the deficit to 1. And what a pass by Goodrow to Kent Johnson.
How did that get? Goaltender on his knees. I can't believe this. Oh my God. What an awful goal to give up. But a huge goal for Detroit to get a 2-goal lead now.
Chinikov in front. Save made off Eric Robinson.
With that speed to the outside, Husso saves the day there.
The Blue Jackets with a man advantage and the netminder out.
6 seconds left.
There's Nyquist at the side of the net jetter. It went off Husso.
Save made, high slot, fought off, and the Red Wings win it by a final score of 4-2.
Well, the Red Wings ended their 3-game losing streak, taking down the Blue Jackets 4-2 on Sunday. Filip Hronek dished out 2 assists to become the 3rd defenseman in franchise history to post a road point streak of 10-plus games. Hronek has 13 points in that span. Jason Robertson continued his point streak during the showcase game on Sunday, but he's not the only guy on a heater right now. Yeah, Perry and I are going streaking when On the Fly returns.
shooters are just so good.
Huge goal for Detroit.
And the Red Wings win it by a final score of 4-2. Here's Quinn, holds it, takes a shot, scores! Pass across, scores! Jack Quinn buries it.
Puts it up over Dell. That's 2 goals for him tonight. 6 on the season.
For that guy, can't save, rebound, Varlamov to the middle, bounced around, and Varlamov there to shut down.
Good aggressive move.
Varlamov, his first this season, his 12th as an Islander.
Little chip pass, and Rupe Hintz puts that one in the top shelf. Front of Jet, and a goal! It's Rupe Hintz with the hat trick, and he's tied it at 5. It's the second career hat trick for Rupe Hintz. Gaudreau down his strong side to the middle. Big backhand. Oh, off the bar and in. Oh, what a shot! What a game!
Jason Robertson, my friends, is not just elite. He is an absolute superstar. With another 2 points against the Wild, RoboCop extended his point streak to 18 games. In Dallas, Minnesota North Stars history, only Brian Bellows has a longer point streak. Okay, Perry, we're going to the quad. Then we're going to the gymnasium because we're going streaking, my friend.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about this season so far. We've seen some wild streaks, but I want to talk about the Jason Robertson one. This dude is on a heater, and he's picking up right where he left off last season.
And you talk about that class, the Kaprizov class that he's in, a little bit overshadowed. Everybody's talking about exciting how fun Kirill Kaprizov is to watch. Jason Robertson exploded onto this scene, has become an absolute superstar. And it's so amazing when you see guys come out this quickly and really just with no regard to the old guys, the old guard, no regard whatsoever. Just total disrespect. Come out and absolutely dominate this man's game. And Jason Robertson has done it just as well, neck and neck with Kirill Kaprizov. And you can just look at this 18-game point streak. I mean, that's just absolutely incredible. 21 goals, 13 assists for 34 points. That's why he gets to be called a superstar right there. You've got to earn it. He's earned it.
Hey, listen, the future is very bright in the National. Next game, though, they're going to be in Dallas facing the Toronto Maple Leafs with a guy by the name of Mitch Marner. Maybe you heard of him on Saturday night. 2 goals to extend his point streak to those 19 games, making Leafs history, which is not easy to do.
Incredible to do. Anytime you talk about an original 6 record, there's always just a little bit to it. There's a little more lore, a little more history there to it. So when you look at Mitch Marner to do it for the Toronto Maple Leafs, it seems like all those records have been set so long ago that they're untouchable. And it's incredible the way he has come out. Of all the superstars to come out, you know, everyone loves to talk about Mitch Marner the most. His hockey IQ, how he plays the game, how great of a teammate he is, and that is one of the things I love most about this point streak. You've seen moments where the team is helping him out. There's been some empty net goals late. The guys are stepping up. They want to see him succeed. When you've got a leader like that and the team behind you, who knows? Because this Toronto team is very skilled. Who knows how far this one
I
will
love
go.
how you talked about the empty netter. I know exactly what you're talking about late last week.
Yep.
He passed to Michael Bunting, who was like, I'm not taking this shot. We are not going to end your point streak here. I just love the camaraderie. It has to do great things in the room. And in terms of Mitch Marner, though, how special is he as a player, especially at his age?
He's just so much fun to watch because the way he thinks the game, the way he sees the game. A lot of times I like to watch him and be like, oh, I can see the play before he does. He is so far ahead of me watching him play from up top. It's hysterical. You think it's easy watching on video, watching up top.
It does, especially in slow-mo replay.
It is. It's easy. No, Mitch Marner sees it that way. His mind is constantly thinking. He's thinking like a quarterback when he has that puck. He's constantly going through his options. His vision is so amazing. And his skating is a little bit, he's got a little disrespect to his skating. He's obviously a very good skater. He's got some great edge work to elude everyone. So his speed doesn't get talked about much, but he's a sneaky fast skater.
I love that. I love how you also talked about how the young kids have no regard for the old guard, but that's okay because it means entertaining product there on the ice. All right, the Devils have been dominating on the road, picking up their 11th consecutive victory away from home on Saturday. So, Perry, that's the 3rd longest road win streak in NHL history, trailing only the Minnesota Wild in 2015 and the Detroit Red Wings in 2006, who each won 12 in a row on the road. So let's talk about this Devs team. I mean, they went from different chants to things completely flipping, but to be that dominant on the road, what does that take?
Commitment. A team that is absolutely bought into Lindy Ruff. Whatever buttons Lindy Ruff is pushing, he's pushing the right ones. That team is buying in, and they are playing so hard together. They are so excited, and it's almost like this brand new toy for all these young kids out there in New Jersey. I don't think they have any idea what they're actually doing right now in this moment, because they're just having so much fun playing, and yeah, they're winning on the road. And for them to be this good, I remember the Detroit team, that 05-06 team. I'm pretty sure I was part of that 12-game the losing streak. They were so dominant. You couldn't get the puck away from you. You swore there was like 6 or 7 of them on the ice at all times. They moved so fast, and they were all committed and having fun in that game, just like the New Jersey Devils are doing this year.
Oh, I love that. Momentum is a heck of a thing, especially in this game. And I love what you said about that young core. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, and that plays in their favor.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yes, it is. What is it? You take the red pill, the blue pill? You got to take one of the pills. I'm taking the one where ignorance is bliss. Okay, the roller coaster ride continued for Blues fans on Saturday, with the team losing for the 5th time in the past 6 games. Now, St. Louis won the first 3 games of the season, then dropped 8 in a row, and then won the next 7 before their most recent skid. Now, Craig Berube was asked about Jordan Binnington's incident with Jason Zucker after Saturday's loss. He was obviously very disappointed in that. We saw some wood dip down, and let's hear what he had to say.
Was this a case of Jordan just getting frustrated there?
Yeah, pretty much, and it's got to stop.
Would you
that doesn't help anything.
Pardon me?
It doesn't help anything.
Yeah, would you like him to be more even
just play goal, stop the puck. Right now we're not good. We don't have enough people going in the right direction right now in all areas of the game. All of them. Everybody. It's not good enough. Until more guys step up and play better and we start pulling together as a team, it won't change.
Yeah, that's some strong words there from the bench boss. It seems like he has a history of these types of incidents. What do you make of everything? I mean, you've been around the game for quite some time.
That tells me that that's a coach that's very frustrated with his player to air the grievance out publicly. This is something especially, I know Craig Berube, I played with Craig Berube on the Islanders. He's an intense guy. He's an honest guy. He expects a lot, but because of that honesty, he understands the players. He understands you walk that edge. Sometimes you jump or you cross that line a little bit, and Binnington has had this history, and obviously now Craig's kind of thrown his hands up in the air.
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm trying here, guys, and this guy won't listen, and then he pulls this stunt in Jordan Binnington, and I'm not going to lie to you, as soon as I landed last night, I text Jason Zucker to ask his take on that.
Yeah.
Wondering exactly what he said to him or what was said. And his reaction is exactly what he didn't really understand at all. He didn't know what happened. He's like, I don't get it.
So that was a surprise to him. Well, the look on his face was priceless.
That's right. He nailed it. He nailed the surprise. He was truly surprised. He didn't understand why Binnington was coming over there chirping the bench like that. And I'm telling you, when you're the opposing team or your opposing team that's coming up, any other team in the NHL, hey, we can get under Binnington's skin. We can get him off his game. You get the goaltender off his game. That's pretty much a lock for a good team.
Yeah, that's solid ammo there when you talk about the psychological side of things. You were talking about the opposition. Let's talk about his own team, his own bench. What are his teammates thinking?
That's exactly right. And there's nothing that will make a team panic more when you see your goalie out of sorts. When he's either angry, upset in any kind of way, you need that goaltender to be calm and poised, and that's how you'll feel on the bench. Not too many teams can deal with a goaltender that's looking for trouble. There's already a lot of trouble. This is a quarterback. This is the same as an NFL quarterback. When he's going out there, you're protecting him. Everybody there's job is to protect him, whether it's from shots on net, from goal scoring, or whether it's guys running into him. No matter what it is, you're there to protect your guy. And it is a lot of hard work protecting your guy. Sometimes you got to take a punch in the face. Some guys have to drop the gloves to protect their goaltender. And sometimes when you go out of your way to look for that trouble, over time and continuously over time, the other guys on your bench kind of like, come on, man, it already comes enough. Now you're looking for it. It gets tiring as your own team. Not to mention, it's taking your focus away from stopping the puck, which is what we need to do. So what we need to we'll let you focus on so we can focus on our jobs.
I was about to say this could be a contributing factor to that roller coaster season that the Blues have had so far. We just talked about the streak. You saw the board there a little bit earlier. I thought it was interesting. I was reading an article a couple weeks into the season where Sidney Crosby was just talking about the competitive balance within the National, which is great, which could be attributed to some of these ups and downs. But with the St. Louis Blues in particular, have you ever seen anything like this? It is absolute feast or famine.
It's crazy. Not what we're expecting expecting now what Coach Berube's expecting, and I'm sure that's part of his frustration in airing out some of these issues out in publicly. But this is the exact opposite of what we expected out of a Blues team, a team that's won us. We're not too far out of winning Stanley Cup 2019. They've come in and been in the playoffs. They've been one of those teams like, hey, they're a contender, might just surprise some people.
Solid last season in the postseason.
And one thing about that team is the consistency. Their consistency, they had their downs, but their downs weren't that far, and their ups were really far up, and they stated they were extended. So to see these long extended, this total inconsistency is pretty worrisome if you're that organization. But then you got to talk about 2019 again and where they were sitting come January 1.
Worst to first, right?
So again, it's the St. Louis Blues. This is concerning. They've done it before. They've turned things around later than this, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, listen, I know we're on the other side of Thanksgiving, but I am not making any sort of prediction, especially to your point when it comes to the St. Louis Blues. Hey, Perry, thank you so much for your time today. You were amazing, as always. You're going to stick around. We're going to have you again. Sorry. You know what? That was a premature exit there on my part.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
All right,
I'm not done yet.
For your top shelf plays from Sunday.
Stars trying to pull off this improbable comeback. Colin Miller turns, fires. Ricochets. Pavelski hits. He scores! The hat-trick goal! The game-tying goal! Dallas has done it!
Into the middle for Hronek. High slot. Pass stop. It's gone. Boy, did he ever get some lumber on this one.
The Sabres come in onside. Here's Quinn. Holds it. Takes a shot. Scores!
This right here by Quinn. He's a natural goal scorer.
Jets gain the zone. Here's Lowry. Makes one more pass, and they score.
What a great pass across from Lowry.
Cousins looks like he's got a lane again. He's going to drop it back. Far circle. One-timer scores! No mistake from 72 there.
That was 98.5 miles an hour shot.
The more time and space you give Barzal, the more dangerous he becomes.
Same story for that guy. Kane save, rebound, Varlamov. And it rolled down his back, but it stayed close enough to him and did not cross the goal line.
From Sunday, our third star of the night goes to Buffalo rookie Jack Quinn, who buried the biscuit twice in the Sabres' 6-3 win over the Sharks. Our second star of the night goes to Semyon Varlamov, who earned his first shutout of the season, stopping all 21 shots he faced in the Isles' 3-0 victory. And our first star of the night goes to Roope Hintz, who recorded a 4-point night, including a hat trick in the Stars' epic comeback attempt against the Wilds. All right, Perry, Monday night, we've got more live hockey for you right here on NHL Network. Tune in at 7 Eastern as the St. Louis Blues will take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. So we just talked about the Blues, but what's up with the Rangers, man? I mean, during a soft spot in the schedule, New York has lost 5 times in a 6-game span. Now, 5 of those games were played against teams who missed the playoffs last year. So the Rangers power play, yep, that struggled over the span, clicking on just 10% of their chances. So what do you make of the blue shirts recently? It's worrisome, right?
Well, it is worrisome, but I got to tell you, rivalries, they run deep because there's some about the Rangers struggling that makes this old Islander smile a little bit while I'm talking about it.
You look so broken up about this whole situation.
But they obviously are struggling, and their big boys are struggling. We're not seeing Panarin put up the numbers. We're going to see them run up against the St. Louis team that's struggling as well. I expect this team to be down and dirty. They're going to be working hard because the way that you get out of these events, when you get out of the dumps, when you get down and nothing's working, you get to focus on the details. You smart, simple hockey. Get it down, get it to the corners. No turnovers through the neutral zone. Get it out of your end. Get the puck to the net. Get for those rebounds. Nothing flashy and fancy. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's plenty of stars on that can do that. But I imagine this game as a whole is going to be a very playoff-style atmosphere with a lot of grind and a good old street fight to see who can get back in that win column.
I love that. Simplify, right? When all else fails. Forget about what's happening on the ice. What do you do in the room as a leader?
you're trying to you got to pull everybody together. You got to find a way to get everybody together group, because it's one of those moments where, especially if you're a St. Louis team where you got veterans, or both teams where you got veteran players.
It's a good point. Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of yelling and screaming. The coaches aren't going to come in and yell and scream. I mean, well, what is that going to do?
Kind of white noise after a while, right?
Exactly. The guys are more frustrated in the room, so it's those guys getting together. Maybe it's as simple as going to a lunch. Going to dinner on the road.
Team dinner.
Find something positive. Find something to break free. And you look at your leaders. You look for your big guys to step up and create that spark on the ice. Which leader on the big who is it going to? Is it going to be O'Reilly on one end? Is it going to be Panarin on the other side? Is it going to be Tarasenko? Who is it that's going to step up for their team and create that spark of positivity on the ice that they can turn into a victory?
Well, I'm glad to hear that the former Isle is so broken up about the Rangers and their recent struggles. All right, another great matchup coming up on Monday in Boston, as the Bruins have been an offensive juggernaut all season. Most recently, they've scored 3 or more goals in 13 of their last 15 games. Now, on the other side, Vegas has been stout defensively all season. They rank 6th in goals allowed per game at 2.62. Okay, Bruce Cassidy returns to Boston for the first time since being fired by his former club. What is that going to be like for him?
It's going to be, I got to imagine there's a little anxiety, but a lot of excitement. He's got to be excited about this right now. Just like a player, when you go back to your old organization, you want to go back and be like, guess what you're missing? Guess what you lost out on, right? You want to come back and show off. And that's what Bruce Cassidy really has done with the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Because if anything, this entire game, and not to take anything away from Jim Montgomery, who's done a wonderful job in Boston. I can geek out over that for a little while too, but we'll worry about Bruce Cassidy for now. What he has done in Boston, how close that team was. It's the same defensive style. They're playing the same systems, the same structure. They're playing the game that Bruce Cassidy had put in place there. They just need a new voice sometimes. You need a new switch. I think Jim Montgomery has done a great job, an amazing job of coming in with Boston, coming in a more laid-back style, a little more offense, letting the leash out a little bit on the big guys, and it's turned out great. But look at what Bruce Cassidy has done with Vegas. Nobody has expected this Vegas team to come out like this and play as well as they had, so kudos to Bruce Cassidy. He's kind of had a big hand in 2 winning teams right now.
Yes, he has. And I agree. Like, he had a great tenure with the Bees, so we don't want to take anything away from that. But he also had a hand in the current home win streak, which dates back to last postseason, which now stands at 20 straight dubs. How impressive is that?
Mind-blowing.
I had to take a pause. I'm like, where do you even go from there?
I would assume he would, he's got to get his name kind of etched on that one,
he gets the assist, right?
An asterisk
maybe a primary assist.
Yeah, primary assist. I like that, primary assist. But again, now this goes to the Jimmy Montgomery, the way he has stepped into this team, a Boston team, especially with the injuries that they had early this year. Obviously, Pasta man right there, where he has stepped up. He was absolutely enormous stepping into that. They got Marchand back earlier than expected. But all that is all under the hands of Jim Montgomery, under his tutelage. He's leading the charge. He's the captain of the ship, so he has done a spectacular job there.
Yeah, Jim Montgomery, when I was in Colorado, I covered the DU Pioneers a little bit, and he was just an outstanding coach for that club, obviously leading them to a couple of championships there.
Did pretty well.
So it's carrying over into the show. All right, that does it for this edition of On the Fly. For a great crew here at NHL Network. For Mark Parrish, I'm LG Red. See you next time.
Samberg dancing, scores! First NHL goal for Dylan Samberg. Ricochet, Pavelski hits the hat-trick goal. Dallas has done it.
98.5 miles an hour shot. You got no chance on that.
Goaltender on his knees. I can't believe this. Oh my God.
Big hit by Dolly. Hello, Matt Nieto.
And this is up in the toy department.
2 goals in 43 seconds. Minnesota wins it in the shootout.